So today, MCU Namor taking on DCEU Aquaman. Who wins? Well, let's find out. So, talk about strength. And Namor is the new powerhouse, the new heavy hitter to the MCU. And he showed to be very strong. Casually stopped a helicopter and just tossed it. Easily destroyed Wakandan aircrafts and through them. Effortlessly sent M'Baku flying, destroying his thick armor with just one simple punch. And cracked glass that was imbued with vibranium. Even while weakened by the intense heat and running out of water on his skin, he was still able to generally overpower Black Panther, send her flying, and even stab his vibranium spear through her vibranium suit and into the big rock behind her. The director even said Namor was as strong as Hulk and Thor. So that means he's very strong. But Aquaman is the king of Atlantis, meaning he is one of the strongest heroes in the DCEU, probably comparable to King Atlan himself. He casually swung a big torpedo with one hand, and this weighed at least 1,000 pounds, if not more. It took 4 Atlantean soldiers to restrain him. He was able to match Orm, create a shockwave big enough to fill a stadium when they clashed at full speed, and eventually just broke his trident in half. While weakened, he was still able to generally overpower Black Manta and caused him to crater a stone flooring, as well as send a clock tower bell flying. He was able to fight against Steppenwolf and send him flying. He lifted and carried a submarine all the way back to the ocean's surface as well. I'd say Namor has a slight edge for a couple reasons. Firstly, that submarine feat, it's impressive, sure, but you always have to understand things in water way less than when they do on land. So take that as you will. And then also, until now, only one guy has actually broke vibranium with just his physical strength, and that was Thanos. And you can now add Namor to that list. Hulk nor Thor showed that they could do that, and they're definitely stronger than Arthur. So I'd say Namor is stronger. Durability. Well, a blade broke after hitting Arthur's skin. He withstood hits from Orm, Superman, and Steppenwolf. He withstood hits from Black Manta, being stabbed and being blasted by his eye beams, which completely obliterated this massive boulder, all while weakened by the heat and dry climate. He also got right back up after a grenade launcher shot hit him right in the chest and sent him flying back. He also withstood being slammed through stone pillars and sent flying by the Karathin, a massive mythical sea monster that is said to be the most powerful creature on Earth. But M'Baku's club shattered over Namor's arm with no pain to Namor. Actually, just seemed more angry, if anything, but I doubt he even felt it. His people were bulletproof, so he probably is too, seeing he's more powerful than them. He easily endured blasts from Ironheart, and when he was weakened by the intense heat, he endured hits and claw slices from Black Panther, plus the explosion from crashing the Wakandan aircraft, and then survived being engulfed in a lot of flames. He also kept on fighting after one pair of his wings were ripped off. I'd say they're fairly close here. Both survived being attacked by their weaknesses and all that great jazz. And now moving on to speed. Namor effortlessly blocked M'Baku's attack from behind, and Ironheart even said he was fast. He easily dodged several blasts while flying closer to the aircrafts that were blasting at him, easily outpaced Wakandan airships, and he got from the top of the Wakandan palace back to the water in more or less an instant. And there was quite a bit of distance in between them. But Aquaman easily dodged a punch from behind, dodged or deflected bullets and blaster fire, even at point blank range. He's so fast in the water that he actually creates shockwaves upon taking off, and can actually form a Mach cone underwater, which means he can swim at least Mach 4.6, if not faster. I'd say they're fairly even here, but Aquaman is definitely shown to be faster in the water. So physicality is pretty even. Namor is being stronger, and Arthur is faster, at least in the water. So now let's move on to skill. I'd say Aquaman is more skilled of a fighter. Don't get me wrong, Namor is the ruler and protector of his nation, and was definitely the most powerful warrior of his nation, which is why he's, the king. I mean, he nearly beat Black Panther while very weakened, and although we don't know what type of training Shuri has been through, I'm sure it's at least somewhat similar to T'Challa, and he was trained to be a warrior since birth. But Arthur was trained since a young age in the Atlantean Trident fighting form to be Orn and to become the king of Atlantis, which he did do. Not only that, but he was also able to hold his own against Steppenwolf. Speaking of, he carries King Atlan's trident. It's virtually unbreakable and possibly on par with Wonder Woman's magical weapons. And he's also amped his other powers as well. He can telepathically communicate with fish and aquatic mammals, and his trident boosted this ability tenfold. He can now control every oceanic creature on Earth, even the Savage Trench, which was thought to be impossible. He also has hydrokinesis, which is the ability to manipulate and control water. He was able to hold back a torrent of water from drowning the Justice League, as well as create a barrier that blocked Orm's attacks. The trident also allows him to generate and control massive tidal waves. But Namor has some powers of his own. Firstly, I'm assuming he too could telepathically control aquatic life as well. They didn't talk about it in the movie, but he and his people were riding on and using whales throughout the movie, so I'm assuming he has that power. He also carried a spear with the tip of it being made out of vibranium, and he also carried these water bombs as well. They explode in big water. That's basically it. But he is also a mutant. With his pairs of small wings on both of his feet, he has the mutant ability to fly, and he can fly very fast with a lot of mobility. So, who wins? Well, Aquaman is faster in the water. He's a better fighter. He has a better weapon, and he has his hydrokinesis. Namor is stronger, and he can fly. Both also show to be tough to their weaknesses of fire, heat, dehydration, etc. Despite Namor being stronger, I'd say Arthur would have the advantage in a close quarters fight due to his skill and his trident. I don't think his hydrokinesis will affect Namor that much, seeing that he is a fishman. Same goes for Namor's water bombs to Arthur, as he is also a fishman. The trident is a more powerful weapon for sure. Namor's spear is just that. It's a spear. The tip of it is made out of vibranium. It could definitely hurt or maybe even kill Arthur. But the rest of it is just wood. It has no magical powers or properties or anything of the sort. So I'm siding with Arthur eventually winning because of his trident and fighting ability. Namor could win if he really exploits his flight, which I'm assuming he would, but I'm siding with Aquaman winning more often than not. He has more advantages, and he's just more equipped into beating Namor than vice versa, as Namor's only true advantage being his flight. So, yeah, Aquaman wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you thought, and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. We're officially on the road to 1K, and I appreciate all of you because of it. I hope y'all have a great day. Catch you on the next one. Peace.